Howdy folks, Gabriel here. So this video is titled The Golden Key to Spiritual Healing. And it is a very basic, straightforward concept, but it is something that is easily forgotten. The most important element and the fundamental key to spiritual healing, bringing oneself into alignment, into balance, into personal power, is to be fully present with whatever it is that you are experiencing. So often, especially in our current modern society, if you're feeling bad, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, if you feel like you're kind of going crazy, then the solution is take a drug, whether it's illegal or prescribed by your pharmacist, get drunk, crank up the TV, go to the mall, go watch a movie, distract yourself from what it is that you're experiencing within. But the way to truly resolve and transform your inner state of being is to dive deep into whatever it is that you are feeling and experiencing within in the present moment. And so I'm speaking from the past 25 years of a spiritual quest of mine. I first started meditating when I was 16 years old, when I was in high school and was taking a photography class, and there was a dark room that nobody used, and I would go into this dark room and meditate throughout the class. I didn't need the class to graduate, and so I just enjoyed the experience of exploring my own mind and my own consciousness. So that was sort of the beginning of my spiritual quest, and I've had many experiences along the way of dealing with and working with internal energies and figuring out how to transform them and assimilate that which I find within in order to come into a place of greater balance and peace and personal power. So I'm going to give some useful practical tools and tips that people can actually use to transform their personal energy state. So I'm going to tell about a few things that I have found very useful in the course of my spiritual path. Now, the first thing is, of course, meditation. And there's lots of other videos online. You can check out some videos that I have on my channel. Meditation is the act of coming into the present moment, deciding to be fully here, observing your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and sitting with them. It's a very basic concept, but it's extremely powerful, and it can dramatically transform your experience of being. So I highly recommend meditation. Yoga as well is extremely powerful, and it is also about coming into the moment. Yoga means union, so it's about finding union with yourself and with the divine. And yoga is very effective because it gets into the body, and we store so much of our anxiety, stress, denied emotions, just various repressed aspects of ourselves in our body. So doing yoga, you get into your body, you stretch out these muscles, you open up energy centers, you get energy flowing, and connect with spiritual energies. And that is really the key, is getting energy moving. We have so much stuck and denied energy within us of repressed emotions, denied childhood experiences, all of these things that make up our consciousness and our personality and our being, much of which is not assimilated into ourselves, and so we are going around through our lives not fully awake because we have this stuck and denied energy, these places of darkness within that we haven't dealt with. And so the key is to come into the moment and dive down deep into these inner states of being, and in the course of doing, transform them. So, pardon me, I'm being accosted by mosquitoes here. It's so easy to fall into the assumption and the belief that when you're experiencing something within that's scary, painful, difficult, challenging, that you shouldn't go near it. You should go the other direction, because what's the use of focusing on something unpleasant? The key to keep in mind is that these unpleasant emotions and feelings within are what separate you from God. And thus, the avenue to resolving them is to go through them, not to go away from them. And so that is why it is so important to go into these inner states of being, get to know them, immerse yourself in them, and in so doing you can truly release them. So I'm going to tell another little story of which will also give a useful tool for dealing with some of these states of being. When I was a college student in Eugene, Oregon, and I also tell this story in my book Kundalini and the Art of Being, along with a lot of my other spiritual adventures, then I lived in this cooperative household and across from the U of O campus in Eugene, and one day I was having a just really, really rough day. I was just feeling totally anxious, depressed, just like really, really bad. Just all this stuck energy in me, to the extent that I was actually like thinking of like packing up and moving. Like I was just so out of myself, not in the present moment, and all I could think of was just, I got to get out of here some way or another. It was that extreme and that uncomfortable. So, but finally I decided, because I was practicing meditation and doing yoga and stuff at the time, finally I decided I'm just going to go back to my room and just lay down on my bed and sink into this stuff. And this is something that can be very, very useful and very powerful, which is, if you are in such a state of being, just feeling extremely anxious, depressed, whatever, is to dive deep into it. So just go to your bedroom, close the door, hopefully it's nice and peaceful and quiet, and lay down in your bed on your back with the arms at the sides, or else maybe on the chest like this, just laying out straight, and close the eyes and just go within and sink completely into all of this stuff, whatever it is that you're experiencing, because the mind is very powerful, and it's through conscious focus intention that you can truly transform your inner states of being. So I lay down on my bed, I sink into these inner states, all the stuff that I'm feeling, and I just lay there. And I lay there for like close to an hour. So it's kind of meditation, but it's a little bit different. And over the course of truly diving into this stuff and focusing on it and noticing it and bringing it more to my attention, more to my awareness, then this energy began to shift and change and sort of transform and coalesce. And eventually I began to feel as if all of this energy was hovering above me. I was laying there on my back, arms at the side, and I felt as if this energy was just, buzzing really intensely above my chest and my body. And eventually I sort of came to the conclusion that if I were to shake my body, then I would release this energy. And so I started to do that, and I just let the energy move me as it spontaneously felt, as it wanted to. And so I just started shaking my body like crazy, and just shaking my arms, shaking my legs, just whatever felt good, basically, whatever felt as if I was moving the blockages, moving the energy, getting that energy flowing. And I started to do this more and more intensely. And I just felt like I was releasing layers and layers of just stuck energy and blockages. And I did this for probably good like 45 minutes to an hour of just, shaking it out. And finally I felt as if I had shaken everything out that I possibly could. And so I just stopped and I just lay there. And this feeling of bliss and just pure presence of being washed over me. And suddenly it was the exact opposite of what I had been experiencing, 2 hours before, of feeling so scattered and out of the moment. All of a sudden, I was completely and totally in the moment. So I finally got up from my bed, went and took a shower, and went outside, went for a little walk, went to a coffee shop and wrote in my journal, and I was just, sort of engulfed in this state of bliss and just total here now presence of being. And this once again just reaffirmed for me the intense power of how you can truly transform your state of being through your conscious intention, through actually focusing and going into this stuff in order to move through it, like moving through a dark tunnel and then coming out on the other side into the light, and how you can just absolutely transform your state of being.